Relax Radio.
Welcome, guys, back to Relax Radio with your favorite host, Afra Hussin, where we talk about beauty, health, trending hacks, and what's happening right now. So, I want you to sit back, relax, and listen to some beauty trends and hacks. And unfortunately, we had a late start due to technical difficulties, but not to worry. Again, as every radio show goes, we'll be talking about a lot of beauty, a lot of skincare, and DIYs that you can do at home. And if you want to share any tips or any of your beauty secrets, do comment down below and make sure to share, like this video. And if you have any questions, anything to do with skincare, beauty, hair, do feel free to comment down below and I will read out your comment and answer them. So, hello again and welcome back. As February has started, it kind of marks, I think it marks kind of the start of spring. Anyways, one reason why is because it's snowing and I love seeing snow because it hardly ever snows in the UK. And because of that, when I do see snow and when it sets, it creates this whole white, like a white world. Like the streets are white, the houses on the roofs are white, and everything is just white, and it just makes it look so pure and nice. And that's what I love when it snows. Plus, obviously, because each snowflake looks unique, and I just feel like that, every time when there's a snowfall, I always think that like these are miracles sent by God, right? Because each snowflake is unique, and it's just like something really, really, really nice to see. So yeah, it's snowing in the UK, so it kind of is like a calm type of peaceful type of setting. And yeah, so I really, really love looking at the snow, and it's snowing. For me, that kind of marks the beginning of spring. There's like not a poem, but there's a saying that whenever it snows, it means we're just closer to spring. Since it's February, March, the next month is spring. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. I feel like once the snow stops falling and once it sets, and it will be just nice walking around safely outside, just to feel the calmness and the peacefulness. And yeah, it's just that sense. Anyways, as I do all the time, I want to start the show by giving you motivational quotes and like a motivational story. So the first motivational quote I wanted to share with you guys is by Elon Musk, and it is, when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Kind of reminds me of Hunger Games, because that same, not the same statement, but part of the statement was one of the most famous quote in the Hunger Games. So I kind of really, really liked this quote because it kind of makes sense. So this is what Elon Musk said. If you don't know who Elon Musk is, he is the owner, the CEO of Tesla, which is the electronic car company. And his quote, his motivational statement was, when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. So that's why I really, really like this quote, because it makes sense. When you really, really, really want something and there's not even a small chance of getting it, but you really, really want it, that wanting it makes it more likely for it to happen. For instance, let me see if there's an example I can say. If you, for instance, with shopping wise, there are some clothings or some makeup products that are limited, and that you have to be the first one to get it. And so what happens is that when you really really want that makeup product or what that clothing, you try your everything to copy it. By copying it, I mean, try to get it. So for instance, if you have heard of Adidas, they have a Yeezy Boost line, and people can buy Yeezys, but it's only limited number. So they will probably sell a limited batch amount to the UK, and you have to stand in the queue, like you have to stand online in a queue in order to be directed to the shopping page where you can actually buy it, and only a limited number of people can buy it. And those people that really, really, really want to buy this Yeezys, they will try going online on their Mac. They will try going on their phone. They will try going on their dad's phone, their mom's phone, their brothers, any siblings they have. They will like use all the devices accessible to them to enter the web page and wait in the queue to see whichever device gets it first in order to cop that product. So it's similar to that when something is important enough to you, you will do it even if the odds are not in your favor, because for the limited edition items, it's there's like only about probably 1 in 100 chance for you to get it, but you still do it. Same thing with my brother when he got his PS5. You all again had to wait in a queue. And same thing with some makeup limited edition products, like if you heard of the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter, that was also limited, and not everyone was able to get it, and they had to wait for a second restock, which happened next year, to be able to get it. So that's why I really 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 like this like this statement. When you really want something and you really want something, then you will do it even if you don't have a chance to get it. So yeah, it's same thing with any type of goal. If you want to become like the best engineer in the whole world, or if you want to make a company or business selling the best phone cases, for instance, if you really 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 want to do it, and even though there's 10 million more phone cases shops, and you think you can be one of the best ones and one of the top ones, then basically do it. Because when something is that important to you, you will see that you will end up reaching that goal basically. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. And then the second motivational story I wanted to share with you, like I do every show, I share with you guys one motivational quote and one motivational story, is to do with a pound of butter. It's really weird because nowadays we use kgs. In the UK, anyways, that's like what we use. And in America, you guys use pounds or ounces, I don't know, or cups. But like we don't use ounces anymore. But this story is about a pound of butter. By butter, I mean literally the food butter that you put on your toast. And basically, the story starts off with a farmer. So there was a farmer who sold a pound of butter to a baker. And one day, the baker decided to weigh the butter to see if he was getting the right amount, which he wasn't. And angry about this, he took the farmer to court. And then the judge asked the farmer if he was using any measure to weigh the butter. The farmer replied, "Honor, I am primitive. I don't have a proper measure, but I do have a scale." The judge asked, "Then how do you weigh the butter?" The farmer replied, "Your Honor, long before the baker started buying butter from me, I have been buying a pound loaf of bread from him. Every day when the baker brings the bread, I put it on the scale and give him the same weight in butter. If anyone is to be blamed, it is the baker." So this concept is so interesting because the moral of the story is, in life, you get what you give. So don't try and cheat others. So basically, the farmer was giving him less than a pound of butter, but the only reason was because when he used to buy bread from the baker, and he used to say he wants to buy a pound of bread, the baker always used to give him a bit less or less than that, which is why when he got the bread, he always used to weigh it on a scale, and he will use that same weight of that bread. If you don't know what a scale is, it's one of those like two like type of plates that goes like that. So he would use exactly that bread and put the bread on top of it to give him the exact same butter. So which is why it ended up being less than a pound, because the baker cheated him first and he gave what he thought was a pound of butter. But yeah, this was a really interesting concept, and we really liked this story because this motivational story was to do with honesty. And if you're not honest in the first place, and if you're dishonest, you will end up receiving the same karma, I guess you can say. Anyways, the comments, let me read them quickly. MD Gia said, hello. Sama Chaudhry said, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sama Chaudhry, watching from Bangladesh now. Walaikum assalam. Thank you for watching in Bangladesh. Actually, it's now sleep time of Bangladesh. I believe it's 11 p.m. So if you're going to sleep, good night to everyone. You can listen to the show tomorrow morning as well. And then Shahid Dikba said, salam. And said, how are you? I am good, alhamdulillah. I hope you guys are doing well as well. And are you selling this stuff? Nope, I'm not a show. We don't sell this stuff. This is a radio show, so I will be telling you about products that you can buy from the drugstore or from local beauty stores like Superdrug. So yeah, I hope you guys like these two motivational quote and story, I guess you can say. And I hope you understood this the story as well. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was this different types of skin types. And during winter, during seasonal changes, people can get different types of skin types. So if you wear oily skin, you can end up getting dry skin during winter. If you had normal skin, you can end up getting dry skin in winter. Or if you had normal skin in the summer, it can become oily. If you had dry skin in winter, your skin can become combinational. It just depends. It ranges. And one thing I wanted to share with you guys was how you guys can differentiate between the type of skin you have. And I will be talking about 5 types of different skin. So people can have 5 types of different skin. It can range from normal skin to dry skin to oily skin and to sensitive skin. Did I miss one? And combination skin. I knew I missed one. So 5 types. And according to WebMD, with where I've been researching, it tells you it has like you can identify your skin type based on some points. You know, where your oiliness is, how sensitive your skin is, and using that, identifying your type of skin will help you identify the best products to buy to take care of your skin, and the best DIYs to do your pamper sesh, because you can't use a DIY face mask for dry skin on an oily skin because it might not be the best suitable for your skin type, and you can't do the same vice versa. So the characteristics of a normal skin type is it's not too dry and not too oily, but normal skin also has no or few imperfections. By imperfections, it means that wrinkles, no pimples, and it doesn't feel very rough or dry, and it doesn't you never get oily. It's just normal baby smooth skin that babies are born with, basically. And you will have no severe sensitivity. So with products that can cause rash, side effects on some people's, you might not have that same side effect, and probably because your skin type is normal. Another thing normal skin type has is they will barely have visible pores. So if you don't have pores that are visible, you will probably have a normal skin type, and you have a radiant complexion, shining, glowing. To be honest, I've seen many Korean people they have flawless, beautiful skin, and they they take care of their skin so much, and you can just, they don't even need makeup. Like, their skin is absolute perfection, and it's because they take care of their skin so much that they have this baby type of skin from the beginning. And I believe that you can call that normal skin type. um Combination skin type is basically when your skin can be dry or normal in some areas and oily in others. The most common type is, people having dry skins around the outer area, but uh, in the T-zone area, which is your nose, forehead, and chin, it will be more oily. So that's combination skin. And people that have, this is the most common type. So people normally don't have fully oily or fully dry. They will have this combination type, and it will be slightly different in different care in different areas. So if you have combination skin, your pores might look larger than normal because they're open. You probably will have blackheads, and you will have shiny skin. That's combination skin types. And for that, you will have to use different care in different areas, basically. Dry skin, basically, you will have in almost invisible pores. Your pores will not be visible ever. You will have that dull, rough complexion, red patches because of the dryness. Your skin is less elastic. You will have more visible lines. Your skin may crack, peel, or become very itchy, irritated, or inflamed. So if you have dry skin, you need to make sure you take care of your skin much more, because it could end up worse. Some people could be born with dry skin because of their genes, or if you experience dry skin as you grow up, it could be due to aging or hormonal changes. Weather such as wind, sun, and cold can also cause it. So it depends on different parts of countries. So some countries, people will likely to have dry skin, and in different countries you're more likely to have combination or oily skin. And again, it could be due to UV radiation from tanning beds, indoor heating, which is probably my cause for most things, because I love hugging my radiator. Long hot baths and showers, ingredients in soaps and cosmetics or cleansers. Before I talk about how to help get rid of the dry skin, we will take a short break. So keep on tuning in, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Beauty and Trends. You're listening to Relax Radio with your host Afra Hussin. Just before break, we were talking about different skin types. So there's 5 skin types I wanted to talk about. The first one being normal, then combination, dry, oily, and then sensitive skin. Because whenever you try to do a skincare routine or when you buy a skincare product, you need to make sure that you always use the right product for your skin type. Because if you use the wrong products, your skin type may worsen and it may lead to worse conditions, and you might need to use prescription medication, um, creams, and skincare products, which is why um, in addition to that, also your skin type could change during different seasons, if you go to different countries, or due to hormonal reasons, which is why I want to make a quick short guide on how you can differentiate what skin type you have. And the first 2 skin types I already talked about was normal skin type and combination. Normal skin type is not hard to find out, because you will know your skin is not too dry, not too oily, you don't have any pores visible, you will have that natural radiant complexion. And by radiant complexion, it doesn't mean oiliness, it just means you have that baby skin glow basically. And remember, baby skin, babies don't have oily complexion, they have that natural radiance. So that's how you would know if you have normal skin type. Combination skin type is basically half oily, half dry. You can say most likely people have dry skin on the outer area, but they will have oily skin in their T zones. And if you don't know what T zone is, it's the forehead, nose, and chin. And then just before break, I was talking about dry skin. Dry skin, I feel like, is also very easy to notice if you have it, because around your whole skin, you will have a dull, rough complexion. Your skin will feel very dry and very rough. You will have more visible lines. You will most likely have red patches, because I notice whenever I go outside in the cold weather, since it's like 1 degrees, 0 degrees, I will come to work, or I will come back home, and my face, everything will be really, really white, but my cheeks will be like fully red. It feels like I've put blush on my face, but it goes really red, and there's like red patches everywhere, and my skin feels so dry, and it's because of cold weather. So it happens. So yeah, you will most likely have red patches. Your skin is less elastic, it will feel dry, and when it's dry, your skin will feel like it's wrinkling, like that type of sensation. And yeah, and what you can do to help your dry skin, first of all, is take shorter showers and baths. Because as you know, if you take longer baths, longer showers, your skin gets very wrinkly, and it's not good for people that have dry skin. Um, Another thing is use mild, gentle soaps or cleansers. Avoid deodorant soaps or soaps that contain fragrance, artificial ones. Don't scrub while bathing or drying, because that can worsen the effect. Um, and of course, the biggest thing is moisturize. Okay, right after having a shower, make sure you have you moisturize yourself, and you can use lotions for dry skin, but the best ones are ointments and creams, which works better than the lotions. um, Another thing is using humidifier, especially for breathing. It's really good. If indoor temperature gets really, really hot, especially due to radiators, the room can get very stuffy, and it also worsens your dry skin as well. Again, I'm such a culprit of this, because I sit at home and I love hugging my radiator as usual, because it's cold, and it just makes my skin much more worse, and I can actually feel it, and that's when I quickly run to the bathroom to apply more moisturizers on my face. And because since my back is always right next, like against the radiator. I can feel my hair burning, and I feel like I should apply more moisture to my hair, more UV protectant. But the best thing is just to avoid making the room very hot and being next to radiators like me, because that worsens the skin as well. Another thing is wearing gloves when using cleaning agents, solvents, household detergents, because if you have dry skin, using alkaline substances, which are basically cleaning products, makes your skin more irritated since it's dry already. And one of my favorite thing is also doing DIY face mask, because after doing a DIY face mask, my skin instantly feels so much more softer, healthier, glowing, and then it just works amazingly. And my favorite DIY face mask for dry skin is using half avocado, 1 tablespoon of honey, and a handful of oats. Um, this DIY face mask may sound like an Instagram like worthy breakfast, but it's not for eating. Although my breakfast does contain oatmeal with bananas and honey, but this is really good for your face as well. So basically, how you would make your oats just for breakfast, make it the same way, but instead of making sure that when you make your oats, make them into a thick paste, so not liquidy, and then into that smash in half an avocado and 1 tablespoon of honey. And then once you mix it all together, you apply it on your face, leave it for at least 15 minutes. If you want to leave it for longer, it's better. And basically, what happens is excuse me, what happens is the oats have healing and moisturizing properties, and that is why it's really good for dry skin, because it will heal your dry skin, dead skin, especially when you have red what do you call it, when you have red patches of skin. And then of course, honey is always moisturizing, it's glowing, and it's nourishing, calming, and it will give you that soothing skin as well, because of the avocado and the protein, and the oils in the avocado as well. It will get rid of the roughness that you normally have in your skin, and will make it very silky and smooth. Um, the next skin type I wanted to talk about was oily skin type. So if you want to know if you have oily skin type, I think that's also very easy to distinguish. You will have very enlarged pores, you will have dull or very shiny thick complexion, and you're more likely to have a lot of blackheads, pimples, acne, and other blemishes. And oiliness can change depending time of year, as I said, and could be caused or worsened due to hormonal imbalances, stress, heat, or too much humidity. And again, just how you can treat dry skin, you can also treat oily skin. And the way to do that is by washing no more than twice a day after you sweat a lot, using a gentle cleanser and not scrubbing. Same thing with oily skin, dry skin type. Don't pick, pop, or squeeze pimples, because that will make them longer. It will take them more longer to heal. And in addition to that, it can also cause scarring, which is why I never pick any pimples I have, hence why I don't have any scars. But people that do pick it, uh, will more likely, it will take them more longer to heal, or it will, leave scars. And also, when using products for oily skin, make sure to use products that say non codomogenic. So basically, that means they don't have oil, um, uh, and it won't clog your pores, because it will have ingredients that just targeted at oily skin. And it will also mean that you're able to clean your makeup off more easily, and you will be able to heal your oily skin as well. Because important part with oily skin is that you always have to make sure you clean your pores, and always use what was it always use um, antiseptics in order to clean your pores. Um, just before I talk more about skin types, I want to talk about, like, there's a funny story, because as makeup artists, we get a lot of funny client intels and client stories, and this is this is about a story about someone I met. And she's a makeup artist. She does freelance makeup, like makeup and bridal hair makeup. And basic her story is really funny, which is why I wanted to share with you guys. Basically, she started doing her freelance makeup work, and she went to do makeup for a bride. And basically, that bride she went to do makeup for was actually her friend. And she started chatting with her friend, because that's the usual thing to do. Imagine if I went to do my best friend's makeup. I won't be there sitting in silence and just saying, do you want wing, do you want gold shimmer? It's my friend, so we all naturally we will just gossip and talk. So she did the same thing, this makeup artist. And while she was doing the bride, who was her friend, she was chatting, and she got a bit distracted. And when she was done, she noticed that something wasn't quite right with the makeup. It just looked weird to her. And she was just looking at her and then thinking, what's wrong with the makeup? Because everything is fine. The blush is there, the right amount of highlight is there. So she was looking, and she noticed that something wasn't, like, everything was fine, but something's wrong in the eye area. And that's when she noticed, just before the bride was going out the door, she noticed that the lashes were on backwards. So for those of you that don't wear false lashes or fake lashes, you will be quite confused to what I'm saying when I say the lashes were put on backwards. Not like lashes, the strip lashes. By backwards, I don't mean, the lash part on there. By backwards, it means that they were switched once. So the lash that was supposed to be on the right eye was on the left eye, and the one that was on the left eye on the right eye. You're probably thinking, what do you mean? I'm sure there's no difference between the two lashes. There is, especially when we use the bridal ones, because the lashes, when she put them on, the inner corners of her eyes were longer, and the outer corner of her eyes had shorter lashes. So which is why it looked really weird, because normally when you put lashes on, the longer lashes should be on the outer side, and the shorter lashes should be on the inner side, which is common sense. But because she was distracted, she put them on the wrong way. And it was only after the bride was about to walk down, go out to the venue, she realized that, they need to be swapped. So yeah, she was basic, and the bride was really confused as well. She was in a constant state of mild confusion, and the lashes were making her look much more funnier and weirder. So yeah, which is why I wanted to share this story with you, because when that's why it's important, whenever you buy lashes, make sure you wear them the wrong way, because even if they look exactly identical, they're put there so you know which way to put which on which eyelash. And just by doing that, your eyes will look significantly better. Anyways, I really wanted to share this story because it was really funny. We were talking about the skin types. Oh yeah, so with oily skin type, I told you ways to take care of them. First of all, was make sure you wash no more than twice a day, especially after sweating, using a gentle cleanser, and making sure you don't scrub. Um, by saying making sure you don't scrub, you should exfoliate your skin, which is superly important for oily skin, but making sure you don't scrub. Scrubbing is when you roughly, rub your face, and it just makes your skin much more harsher. And using products that are non-comedogenic, and again, using your favorite oily DIY skin face mask will also really, 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 really help. And the one I wanted to share with you guys, again, uses my favorite ingredient, especially for oily skin, which is aloe vera gel. And this, obviously, as you know, has anti-inflammatory properties, and it's just a miracle product basically. And it's such an easy DIY. I feel like any DIY face mask I say is very easy to do and easy to do at home. So yeah, it only has 3 ingredients. Did I say 3 ingredients? It only has 2 ingredients. You only need 1 tablespoon of honey and 1 leaf of aloe vera, or about 4 to 5 tablespoons of aloe vera gel. I suggest using pure aloe vera from the leaf if you have some, because it's just much more fun to do it, and it will retain more properties. But you can also use aloe vera gel. Mix them together and then leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes, and it will really, really, really help and soothe your oily skin. You will feel so much more nicer and smoother after doing this face mask. The next type of skin, the final one, is is sensitive skin, and that could also be hard to distinguish, because people that have sensitive skin may what do you call it mistake it for dry skin. But if you have sensitive skin, it will show up as redness, itching, burning, and dryness. um, if it's not itching skin or burning skin, it's not normally sensitive skin. And with people that do have sensitive skin, um, it triggers a reaction only when you use like certain products, or if you eat certain stuff. So there are so many possible reasons to why you can have sensitive skin, and you need to use that exact facial skin product in order to tackle it. So if you have eczema, use E45, for instance, because that is targeted for dry, sensitive skin. So it's really important to know, if you're unsure whether you have if you've listened to all of the checkpoints and you're not sure if you have oily, dry, or combination, or normal skin, and you think it might not be any of them, then you probably have sensitive skin. So if you do, it's better to check with your GP, because that means it's probably due to some products, or probably due to some reactions inside your body. So you need to check with your doctor. So just to recap what I said, normal skin types is just no. It's just funny reading my notes. Normal skin type, not too dry, not too dry, not too oily. Um, Pretty much your skin will look like baby skin. Combination skin type, dry everywhere else, but your T zones most likely will be oily. So T zone meaning your forehead, your nose, and then your chin. Dry skin is basically dry, redness, dull, no elasticity. And then oily skin again will be very oily, very shiny, and very what do you call it? You will have a lots of pores, blackheads, and yeah. So I also gave 2 facial masks that you can do depending whether you have dry and oily skin. DIY. So the DIY for dry skin was half avocado, 1 tablespoon of honey, and handful of oats. And then the oily skin type was just 2 aloe vera gel and 1 tablespoon of honey. So I hope you guys use these masks to heal your skin. And yeah, just before we finish, we will go shortly to a break, and yeah, I will be back shortly. Welcome back to Relax Radio with your host Afra Hussin. And just before break, we were talking about the different types of skin. And again, I told you guys some DIYs you guys can do at home. And basically, talked about how you can identify your skin types in order to use best products for it. And another amazing thing I have found out is that just the way you have different types of skin types, you also have different types of scalp. And for me, I feel like that was the hardest thing to find out because um, I know that you can have oily skin, oily scalp, you can have dry scalp, you can also have a combinational scalp. So you can have dry and oily scalp. By that, I mean, you can have an oily scalp and you can have dry hair, or you can have dry scalp, very oily hair, or you can just have oily scalp and oily hair with greasy hair, or you can have dry scalp with dry, frizzy hair. And it takes a lot of hard work and research to find out what type of hair you have, since it's especially when you have like a combination one, because if you have, for instance, oily scalp, it will and dry hair, you need to find a product that will clean your scalp properly but not strip your hair from those nourished oils and essential oils from your scalp naturally produces. And if you have a dry scalp, you can how would you differentiate it to people that have dandruff is but and why people say if you have dry scalp you're also likely to get dandruff. So it's like a really really big thing. So let me just simplify it and tell you the basics. So if you have oily scalp, just oily, you're most likely to have very greasy hair. Even if you have a shower every other day, every single day, or every 2 days, your hair just happens to fall flat on your scalp, and your strands at the end of your hair will be very greasy, and it will just look very just soggy, and it's just lifeless and limp. But if you have just dry scalp, then your scalp will feel very dry. And one way to check is using a tissue or a blotting paper. And if you just part your hair and expose your scalp using that tissue, you can just put it on your scalp and then just like pat it onto your scalp and take the tissue out. If the tissue has oil in it, that means you have oily scalp. But if the tissue comes up dry, it normally means you have dry scalp. And people tend to have dry scalps in winter and have normal scalp during summer, spring, and autumn. So the scalp can change again due to seasonal changes and seasonal weather. So again, annoying that it is, you also have to change your hair care routine depending on how your hair changes. It's the same thing. The way people say, during winter times, in European countries anyways, during winter your skin looks much more paler, so you need to use a paler foundation. But during summer your skin looks darker, so you need to use a darker foundation. Same thing, but in like Asian countries, which I've noticed is in Asian countries, when it's winter there, they normally become darker, and so they have to use darker foundation during winter. But in the summer they become paler, which is something new I've learned. I did not know this until I went there and learned about the way they do their makeup there. So that's when I learned that it's the opposite for them. So they get paler during summer and darker during winter. And they have to change the foundation according to that. So basically what I'm trying to say is you need to change your skincare routine and your hair care routine depending on seasonal changes. And yeah. So that's why I want you to talk about how you can tell if you have different types of scalp you have. If you have combination scalp, like combination hair, you will know that you probably have oily scalp, so it will be oily, but your hair will feel very frizzy, very dry. It doesn't look silky. So and that's when you know that you have like a combination. So you need to use products targeted for oily scalp, and then you need to make sure you condition. Conditioning means just using conditioner on the ends of your hair, targeted for dry hair and frizzy hair. And yeah, this is what people with combination hair have to do. And people that have curly hair or coily hair, they have to use more products in order to take care of this scalp, and they can't use products that contain um, lot of sulfates and silicones and various chemicals and alcohols, because it will dry out the hair more, and it will actually, so if people that do have curly hair, it kind of reduces that elasticity in their hair, which makes them less coily and less curly, and just doesn't make it look nice basically. And I think that was it. And if you have a normal scalp, you will notice your scalp is, you have silky hair, you don't have oily or dry scalp, your scalp feels normally nourished, and yeah, you won't have any problem. And the problem with oily scalp is you're more likely to get dandruff if you don't clean properly, if you don't clean your scalp properly. And if you have dry scalp, you're not likely to get dandruff, but you're more likely to get tiny flakes, and it's basically your dead, dry skin flaking off. So that's what makes it different to dandruff. So you need to always make sure that what you have in your scalp, if it's dandruff or is it just flakes due to dry skin. Again, if you have oily scalp, use hydrating DIY hair mask, and if you have oily scalp, use dry scalp, use not hydrating, but DIY hair mask that contain more oils. For instance, coconut oil, olive oil, or castor oil. Really super good if you have dry scalp. But if you have oily scalp, using that is basically poison to your scalp, because you're adding more oil to your hair and scalp. So instead of that, make sure you use products like yogurt, because it has the properties to heal the oily scalp and make your scalp more cleaner, because it's fighting against the dandruff and oiliness in your hair. Because normally all you have oily scalp because your oil glands is overproducing oil. So you need to stop that, and in order to do that, you need to hydrate your scalp. So yeah, and then one amazing thing is that there are different type of hair masks you can do according to your scalp. So you make sure you see what type of scalp you have, and then use masks that are either that are protein overload or have moisture overload. So one of them is the coconut oil hair mask for dry skin and dry scalp, and it's just easy to do. Add coconut oil, jojoba oil, and peppermint essential oil. Mix them all together, and the coconut will deeply moisturize your hair, because it's the only oil that actually penetrates your scalp. It can actually seep into your scalp and nourish your hair follicles. And then the jojoba oil will be the powerhouse for hydration. The peppermint essential oil will be the anti-inflammatory that will soothe any dandruff and any itching. And this is the coconut oil hair mask that you can use for both oily scalp and dry scalp, especially if you have dandruff. And this hair mask is for dry damaged hair. So you need avocado, honey, and olive oil. And the fats and oils in the avocado, again, just like the skin DIY I showed you guys, for dry skin, it will have then protein and essential oils that is needed to make your body great, but also great for your hair. The ingredients will repair your hair, make your brittle hair stronger, and protect your hair from further damage. And again, if you're addicted to using straighteners, blow dryers, it will help as a protectant as well, because it will keep on nourishing back your hair and making sure your hair is healthy and strong enough. And then the last hair mask I wanted to share with you guys is a deep cleansing apple cider vinegar hair mask. And you need yogurt, apple cider vinegar, and lemon. And this is super ideal for people that have oily scalp and dandruff. So it will clean the protein buildup on your scalp, and the lemon with the lemon and apple cider vinegar, which will act astringent to wash away excess oil, and the zinc and lactic acid in the yogurt will have moisturizing properties. So when using this mask, make sure you dilute the lemon with water if you don't want to lighten your hair color. So if you do if you don't mind, then you can use it like that. But lemon is like a natural bleach, so it can if you use lemon all the time in your hair mask, it will lighten your hair. And yeah, and so these are the 3 masks I suggest, depending on the type of scalp you have. And I hope it will helps. Just to repeat the DIYs I said, one was for dry skin, which was half an avocado, 1 tablespoon of honey, handful of oats. The oily skin DIY was 1 tablespoon of honey and 4 to 5 tablespoons of aloe vera gel. And then I also recommended dry hair mask, avocado, honey, and olive oil. Use half avocado, 1 tablespoon of honey, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then for oily hair, oily scalp, use yogurt, apple cider vinegar, and lemon. With this one, you need 3 tablespoons of yogurt, half a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and using lemon diluted in water is better if you don't want to lighten your hair. Just using a quarter lemon or half a lemon in half cup water is enough, and then mix them all together and apply it as a mask in your hair. And one thing I wanted to also share with you guys was, if you do have normal skin, then you will end up having normal hair. If you have dry skin, you're more likely to have a dry scalp. And if you have oily skin, you're more likely to have an oily scalp. They normally always correlate. If you have combination skin, you're definitely more likely to have combination scalp. I hope that makes sense. And that's how you can identify what your skin type is, what your hair type is, and be able to find an amazing solution for it. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, if you want to know any more details to the exact on how you, like, if you don't know yourself what skin type you have, you can tell me the properties of your skin or your scalp, and I will be able to help you out with finding the ideal products and ideal solutions to fix your skin or your hair. So if you do have any problems identifying, do comment below and I will help you out. And yeah, I hope it makes sense, and I hope it helped as well. I hope if I did go too fast, don't forget you can zoom back and just re-listen to what I said before, and just repeat it in case if you've missed anything. But I do like to give a quick recap all the time, so I hope it helped you guys. And again, sorry for the late start this week. My radio show is every Tuesday. I don't know what's happening with me. It's every Tuesday from 5 till 6 p.m. UK time, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. And if you want me to talk about something different or a new trend that you found out, do comment down below and I will talk about it next week in the show. And if there is any fashion trends, beauty tips and tricks and hacks, you will be the first one to know, because I will always share it with you guys first in every single show. And also the motivational quotes, I will keep on doing this every single show, because it will help you guys feel much more motivated and much more happier, and feel like you're not wasting your time at home, not doing anything. And yeah, I hope it helps. I will be back again next week, Tuesday from 5 till 6 p.m. I want you to guys again sit back, relax, and listen to some beauty trends and hacks. And yeah, I will be back again next week, Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. Keep on listening to Relax Radio. And again, don't forget to listen to upcoming beauty and trends hacks. And yeah, share with me the next time you join my show. And yeah, that's it for me. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I hope you guys remember to do DIY face mask and DIY hair mask, because not only are they really, really, really fun to do, especially with your family, but also you're also nourishing your skin and making sure your overall exterior and interior is healthy and glowing from the inside towards the outside. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'll be back next week, Tuesday. I wish you guys a good evening. And yeah, bye.